What if the political future of Britain hinges not on quiet compromise, but on bold, unapologetic disruption? Nigel Farage's latest move to install a Minister for Deportations should reform UK clinch power is already sending tremors through the fragile status quo. While critics call it incendiary, others recognize it for what it is, a reflection of growing, uncontainable public frustration with a political class that has failed, again and again, to secure the nation's borders or deliver on the most basic promise of sovereignty. This isn't about xenophobia. It's about control, about the right of a democratic society to determine who crosses its borders, under what circumstances, and with what consequences if that right is flagrantly ignored. Farage, often dismissed by legacy media as a political provocateur, is one of the few public figures willing to address the immigration crisis with the clarity and courage it demands. His message in Dover wasn't veiled in euphemism. It was direct, perhaps uncomfortably so for those used to the cowardice of diluted centrist sound bites. But it was also necessary. The establishment has had years, decades, even, to fix this. Conservatives have campaigned on ending illegal migration since David Cameron's era. Labour, when it hasn't been awkwardly mumbling platitudes about diversity, has actively enabled systems that ignore public concern. Stop the boats, we were told. Smash the gangs. What we got instead was hand-wringing, bureaucratic backlogs, legal loopholes, and an asylum system so broken it invites exploitation rather than ensuring genuine humanitarian refuge. Farage's plan to strip asylum rights from illegal entrants is controversial by design. But ask yourself this: how long do we entertain a system where the incentive to enter illegally outweighs any realistic consequence? The British public is not stupid. They see what is happening in Dover, in Kent, in cities across the country. They are watching hotels fill, social services bend under pressure, and crime statistics climb. And they are being told to ignore their lying eyes. The idea of a Minister for Deportations may sound extreme to some, but it is only extreme when contrasted with the inertia of the current system. Bureaucrats of the Home Office, protected by layers of unaccountable red tape, have presided over this slow-motion collapse. Reform UK's proposal to confront this obstructionism head-on, replacing sluggish compliance with determined action, is not draconian. It is overdue. When Farage claims that mass migration has made Britain poorer, he is not spinning nationalist fantasy. He is pointing to basic economic facts. Wages are undercut. Housing becomes scarcer. Infrastructure strains. The only ones who benefit are corporations eager for cheap labor and political parties desperate for new voting blocs. Meanwhile, working-class communities, the very backbone of this country, are told to keep quiet and carry the burden. Predictably, opponents leap to label any criticism of immigration as racist or regressive. But this lazy moralism no longer sticks. Voters are no longer cowed by the old accusations. They are seeing, firsthand, the consequences of unmanaged migration. They are being told it's just a feeling. But when schools are overcrowded, when emergency rooms are stretched, when local crime becomes local trauma, it's not just a feeling. It's a daily reality. Farage is tapping into this discontent not just with rhetoric, but with a blueprint, however aggressive, for reform. He is not pretending to be a savior with a magic wand. He admits the depth of the rut, whether it's in Whitehall or in KCC's bloated, debt-ridden council chambers. But unlike the Conservatives who broke it, and Labour who barely acknowledges it, he offers a path forward, rooted in accountability and urgency. Critics will say it's populism. Of course it is. That's what democracy is, popular will. What they fear is that people are finally waking up to the fact that Reform UK, with all its rough edges, is actually speaking to them, not over them. Electoral calculus already suggests a historic upheaval in Kent next week. That should terrify the traditional parties, not because Farage is a threat to democracy, but because it's a product of its long suppression. The political class in Britain has treated immigration as a managed inevitability. Farage treats it as a test of national will. And while some may scoff at the optics, a blue lectern in Dover, the words "Britain is broken" looming large behind him, it's hard to deny the resonance. Britain asterisk is asterisk broken. Not because we have immigrants, but because we have a system incapable of distinguishing between the desperate, the dangerous, and the dishonest. For too long, the debate has been dominated by a narrow band of commentators who mock populism, only to tremble when it turns out the people actually asterisk agree asterisk with it. If Reform UK continues its rise, it won't be because of Nigel Farage's charisma. It will be because he articulated what too many feared to say out loud. The age of careful, quiet politics may be over. And maybe that's not a crisis, it's a correction.